Breaking news coming in. Prime Minister Modi's new office is ready. The Prime Minister's new address, Seva Teerth, the new PMO to be inaugurated. The Prime Minister on your screens right now inaugurating the Seva Teerth, the new office of the Prime Minister of India. This new office that has been inaugurated just now on your screens right now. You can see, viewers, the Prime Minister inaugurating the new office, the Seva Teerth. It is expected to reflect the idea of service to the nation with the motto Nagarik Devo Bhavah, that the citizen comes first. That is the motto of the new Seva Teerth that is being inaugurated by the Prime Minister. And on your screen, Nagarik Devo Bhavah as the motto. The Government of India's new PMO has been inaugurated as the cabinet moves to the new office. North and South Block on Raisina Hill now empty out officially. This is the final movement to the newly built Central Secretariat, the Central Vista offices that are now going to be the place where the Government of India operates out of. Shivani Sharma is on the phone line with me. Shivani, Seva Teerth formally inaugurated. The Prime Minister's office moves from Raisina Hill to the Central Vista. What more do we know about today's inauguration and the face of the government from now on?
Anisha, now Prime Minister Narendra Modi has unveiled the name of the complex that will be housing the PMO. This will be the new PMO, which has been renamed as Seva Teerth. We've seen how Prime Minister Narendra Modi has been renaming the old colonial structures, and now he's called South Block as Seva Teerth. The Central Secretariat, we know, has been renamed as Kartavya Bhavan. Rajpath is Kartavya Path. And of course, the Racecourse Road, his official residence, is known as Kalyan Marg. So we also know that this renaming has been happening since 2014, and new structures that have been built in India, especially in the Central Vista project, have been keeping in mind that all these structures should be together so that the work should be quicker, faster. The old structures which needed change have been taken into consideration, and the state-of-art new buildings that we see are also environment friendly. So this is how Prime Minister Narendra Modi is now moving ahead towards a new PMO, which he is calling Seva Teerth. And not only this, the inaugurations for Kartavya Bhavan 1 and 2 is also scheduled for today, where all the offices related to the PMO will be moving soon. And this is a phased movement that is happening, Anisha, where in the coming weeks and months, we'll be seeing most of the offices moving from old buildings to the new buildings to make the work of the PMO and all the other public departments more systematic and quicker.
Shivani, there has been a lot of questions about why the entire Central Vista was renovated, why new structures have come up, and what happens to the old offices. The relocation, of course, marking the end of an era, the older buildings. We had, of course, seen the problems, the space crunches, the safety concerns. But what do we know about how and when the move will be made, not just the renaming and the inauguration? When will these start functioning as the offices? And what about access for the people who may need to come and meet officials?
See, Anisha, this is not a new question that is being raised and asked about the Central Vista and the relocation of the government offices, including the PMO. The question has been since the inception of the project, and through COVID, when the work was going on, there was always a need for a new look for several offices where there was a space crunch. The offices were old. There was distance between two offices of the same department. So to overcome all these challenges, a new structure was required. That's what the government has been saying. And now we see that in most of the buildings, the work is getting completed, and in a systematic and a phased manner, the relocation of the government offices, including the PMO, is happening. And today happens to be an important day when the PMO would be moving after this renaming, the unveiling of the name to Seva Teerth, where Prime Minister Narendra Modi will officially be moving to a new office address.
Well, Shivani, can you tell us a little more about these buildings? Because I remember there was a huge amount of questions that were asked about the building, about the environmental impact, about what happens to the older buildings, the heritage structures that are also there in these areas.
See, there have been deliberation on to what would happen to the older buildings. There were
Interrupt you here. I'm also being joined by Maria Shakil on the phone line. Maria, Seva Teerth being inaugurated today. Modi cabinet's new office is ready. The Seva Teerth with the motto, the Nagarik Devo Bhavah. But what do we know about the move of key ministries from North and South blocks to these new buildings? Maria.
Yes, so the North Block offices, particularly the Finance Ministry and also the Health Ministry, which was in Shastri Bhavan, they have already moved to Kartavya Bhavan. That happened a couple of months ago. Now it is the Prime Minister who is moving to the new complex. Prime Minister, as we are seeing on our television screens, is unveiling name of complex housing, which will have the Prime Minister's office, the Cabinet Secretariat, and they'll be called Seva Teerth. Since 2014, if you remember, Prime Minister Modi has taken several steps to move away from what were seen as symbols or relics of India's colonial past and to bring in the larger change in the mindset. When Prime Minister spoke about the Macaulay mindset, it was also about highlighting that India has to come out of that mindset, which is about slavery, which is about not looking at its own history and its own civilizational positioning, and how India is, while retaining its glorious past, is also looking at carving a new niche for itself globally. You know, let's be clear here, Anisha. There's a lot of curiosity around India's growth story. And the fact that India continues to be the fastest growing large economy, which has, taken multiple countries and multiple, observers by surprise. Now what we'll be told here, now what we are being told here is that the South Block will be called Seva Teerth. The Cabinet Secretariat, which will be the Central Secretariat, will be called Kartavya Bhavan. The Rajpath we have seen is now called Kartavya Path. The Prime Minister's residence is on LKM, which moved from Racecourse Road to Lok Kalyan Marg. And now the Raj Bhavans all across the country, which is largely the homes of the governors, is called Lok Bhavans or Lok Nivas. So the focus is certainly on the people, that those offices, yes, it may be of powerful individuals, but they are serving the people of this country. And that is the reason why the emphasis is on Lok Kalyan, on Lok Bhavans, on Kartavya, the duty towards citizens of this country. And that is the reason why we are seeing these transitions, which has happened over the last 11 years of Prime Minister Modi since he became the Prime Minister in 2014.
Right. Thank you very much for that, Maria Shakil. The PMO's new address unveiled, Seva Teerth inaugurated.